Gold prices rallied 4.5% on Friday as investors flooded the safe haven metal following the historic Brexit vote. That surge spilling into Monday with gold up another 1% to $13.23 an ounce. Here with more analysis is Daniela Cambone, editor-in-chief of Kitco News. And Daniela, it's good to see you.
Well, good to be here, Scott.
So Daniela, we're also seeing gold stocks up today by a pretty significant amount.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like you said, spilling on into Monday here off of Friday's highs. So we see stocks like Harmony Gold, Goldfields, Randgold Resources, IM Gold, all up at least 6% here, and they're really well positioned to increase their cash flows and capitalize on this higher gold price that we're seeing now.
Yeah, and we're seeing some of those charts there. Also, let's talk about the pound as it relates to gold. I want to put up this chart basically showing gold price in pounds against gold priced in dollars, and the blue line and the figures on the left is the pound price, and the orange line and the figures on the right is the dollar price. Now, this trend that we're seeing is largely because of the declines we saw in the pound, and that led UK investors to move into gold. Is this a trend you expect to continue here?
Well, that's a good question, Scott. And on Friday, the British pound definitely proved to be the weakest link, and gold was the big winner here. We saw the pound down at its lowest level in 30 years, but even more impressive, it saw its largest intraday move in history. On the flip side, gold hit a 2-year high, as you mentioned earlier, 4.5% rally here. So yes, this spread will continue if we see investors continuing to seek these safe havens out.
Well, and I guess that will depend on whether or not Brexit continues to dominate the markets, obviously, like it has been for the past week or so.
Well, that's the million-dollar question is, will these fears recede and will this rally be short-lived? But like a lot of analysts are telling me, look, Brexit's going to take, it's a 2-year process. We see the UK now who just have no more leader. They don't have a prime minister anymore, basically. So a lot of analysts are calling for gold to hit 1,400, while others are saying, look, it's really hard to call levels in this environment. The only thing that is certain is that this volatility will probably continue.
And there's also this feeling out there that, the Brexit has now prompted the Fed to sort of stay on the sidelines for at least the next year or possibly even longer. And that could be good for gold.
Well, that's the key point here is gold bulls are convinced more than ever now that the Fed will not be able to raise rates as quickly as they like. This is really price supportive for gold, which struggles to compete against safe haven, yield-bearing safe haven assets such as treasuries when yields are rising. So this would be excellent news for gold.
Right, because gold doesn't pay you anything when you hold it.
Exactly.
All right, Daniela Cambone from Kitco, thank you so much for coming
Scott.
by.
Thank you.
I'm Scott Gamm, and you're watching The Street.